Have you ever wondered how the culture you grew up in shapes who you are and how you behave? It's a fascinating question. Our cultural systems, the shared knowledge, beliefs, norms, and values we collectively hold, play a significant role in molding our identities and influencing our behaviors. These systems are not just a reflection of past societal actions, they also shape our future behaviors, creating a dynamic cycle of cultural transmission and adaptation. Picture it as an evolving dance, where each step is influenced by the one before and in turn influences the next. It's a dance that we're all a part of, whether we realize it or not. We are shaped by our culture, but we also contribute to its ongoing evolution through our actions and behaviors. In essence, you are a product of your culture, but you are also a participant in its ongoing evolution. Within these cultural systems, our self-conception typically falls into one of two categories: independent or interdependent. Let's dive into these two distinct types of self-construals. First, we'll explore the independent self-construal, often associated with Western cultures. Picture an individual who champions their uniqueness, relishes personal autonomy, and places high value on individualism. This is the essence of the independent self. It's a self-construal that emphasizes personal goals, the celebration of individual rights, and the freedom to be different. In short, the independent self is all about the I, the individualistic identity that seeks to stand out from the crowd. Now let's contrast this with the interdependent self-construal, which is primarily seen in East Asian cultures. Picture a person who values harmony within their group, respects societal hierarchies, and adapts their behavior based on the context. This person exemplifies the interdependent self. It's a self-construal that prioritizes group goals over individual aspirations, promotes conformity, and values collectivism. In essence, the interdependent self is all about the we, the collective identity that seeks to blend in and maintain harmony within the group. It's fascinating to see how these two contrasting self-construals reflect the values and norms of different cultural systems. The independent self embodies the Western cultural emphasis on individual rights and personal freedom, while the interdependent self mirrors the East Asian cultural focus on group harmony and collective well-being. However, it's important to remember that these are not rigid, immutable categories. Individuals can and do exhibit traits of both self-construals, depending on the situation and personal experiences. The interplay between culture and self-construal is complex, nuanced, and dynamic, much like the individuals who navigate these cultural systems. These two contrasting self-construals reflect the values and norms of different cultural systems. However, this binary model of cultural self-construal has its critics. There's a growing consensus among scholars that the independent-interdependent dichotomy, while useful, can sometimes oversimplify the rich tapestry of cultural phenomena. Detractors argue that this model can inadvertently reinforce stereotypes and overlook the nuances within cultures, diminishing its predictive and explanatory power. Indeed, the human experience is far from being black and white, and the ways we perceive ourselves are no exception. Our self-construals are influenced by a complex array of factors, transcending the boundaries of mere cultural backgrounds. Personal experiences, situational contexts, individual psychological traits, all these elements interweave to shape our sense of self. Consider, for instance, an individual who grew up in a collectivist culture but moved to a predominantly individualistic society in their adult life. Their self-construal would likely be a unique blend of influences from both cultures, intertwined with their personal experiences and individual traits. This example underlines the need for a more nuanced perspective when studying cultural self-construals, one that moves beyond the confines of a simple dichotomy. Furthermore, the independent-interdependent model has been scrutinized for its lack of robust empirical evidence. As cultural psychologists embrace more rigorous, data-driven methodologies, a more comprehensive understanding of cultural self-construals is emerging. This new perspective seeks to move beyond stereotypes and delve into the dynamic interplay between culture and self-identity. It's also essential to highlight the bidirectional relationship between culture and self-construal. While cultural systems undeniably shape individual identities, it's equally true that individuals, through their actions and behaviors, have the power to influence and transform their cultures. This reciprocal interaction demands a sophisticated analytical approach that acknowledges the complexity of this relationship. So while culture plays a significant role in shaping our identities and behaviors, It's important to remember that we, as individuals, also have the power to influence and transform our cultures. After all, we are not merely products of our cultures, but active participants in their evolution. In conclusion, our self-conception is a complex interplay between our cultural background and individual experiences. The traditional notions of independent and interdependent self-construals offer a starting point, yet overlook the richness of our identities. Through a nuanced lens, we see that our self-conceptions are influenced by an array of factors: personal experiences, situational contexts, individual traits, and of course our cultural systems. To truly comprehend this dynamic, we must acknowledge the reciprocality between culture and self-identity. For more insights into the fascinating world of psychology, visit www.theangelwing.com.